What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Felicia.
What up? What's going on, everybody? As always, we are here to provide you with practical information that you can apply easily, naturally, and automatically
in your everyday life, so you can tap into your unlimited potential and rise to the highest version of yourself.
Let's get it. All right. Now, if you're not aware, we do have our new donation link that is in the chat right now. It's on YouTube right now. If you're watching this on Facebook, you may not be able to see it. But there is a link in the chat where you can go through and you can donate towards the channel. That is greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you are new to this channel, we definitely ask that you subscribe, because we will be going deep into things that are all about relationship and also your spiritual growth.
That's right.
All right. Now, today's topic is one that is it's a recurring theme, and I think it's one that we've touched on before, but not to this degree. Okay, and what we mean by that, what's up, Brittany?
What's up, Brittany?
Okay, and so what we mean by that is that we see this a lot in different relationships, not exclusively just twin flames, but there are a lot of situations where people get upset when people don't choose them.
Right.
Okay. Now, being chosen is something that, I mean, we all want to be chosen, but to some degree it can be toxic. Okay. And those are the things that we wanted to cover this evening, real briefly. Hopefully we're not going to be on here too long, because it is a little bit later than we anticipated in being on here.
Yes.
But we're going to touch on a few things so that we can help uncover this, and you can see if it's something, a trait that you are displaying, and hopefully we can provide you with some opportunities to heal.
Or if you notice in someone else, right? Might not necessarily be you. It could be, but not necessarily. But again, we're just going to offer some solutions to help to heal this type of dynamic, because we've seen it, you know, it's come up. We've been seeing it coming up again. So we just wanted to go ahead and drop some gems tonight, to hopefully we can be a solution.
Yes. We're all about solutions.
And for those of you who are just coming in, welcome, guys. Welcome. Definitely see you in the chat. Cleo, welcome. Apollo, welcome. She said, first up. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome.
For those of you who are just watching, hey, what up? If
What's
you want
good?
to, if you want to put where you chiming in from in the chat, go right ahead. This is a wonderful family. We have a beautiful family. All of our royal twin flames. They might come strolling in and straggling in a little later on. But if you would like to be a royal twin flame, you can do that on our website. And I think it should be somewhere in the description. There go our royal twin flame, just like I said. Charlotte in the house. What up, baby? Oh, trying something new, Charlotte. Thank you. But yeah, so without further ado, we're going to get right into it. It's probably not going to be a pretty long video. We just wanted to come in here and just drop these gems on y'all.
Right.
All right?
All right, you good?
We good. Okay. Let's do this.
All right. So, before we dive into some of the things that can make wanting to be chosen a little bit toxic, let's talk about how do we even get to the point to where we desire to be chosen.
Yes, we're just going to touch on the why, because the why is pretty important. Why do we desire to be chosen? Where is this need coming from, right? So, you want to touch on the first one, babe?
Yes. Okay. Now, this need to be chosen, it stems from some childhood trauma. A lot of things stem from childhood trauma. It is crazy and sometimes just bizarre how it can circle back around to things that happened in our childhood. But just think about this for a moment. If you grew up where the mother and father weren't there, they weren't a cohesive, functional family structure. Like, it was a little bit dysfunctional, okay? There may have been a situation that happened where your parents went through a divorce, okay? And because they went through a divorce, one parent went this way and the other one went that way. And then at some point during that transition, they may not have given you as much love as you would have liked to, because they had to focus on either working or battling their ex in family court and things of that nature. Who knows? But during that whole process, the level of love that you wanted to receive just wasn't there. And so once you start to see that somebody starts to pay some attention to you versus going through all the other stuff, then that starts a signal in the brain subconsciously that, oh, this person loves me because they're paying me some attention, or they chose me. Whether that's a parent or anybody else, that's one of the things that it can come from.
Right. And also growing up, again, back to the childhood, you could be in a household where you might have several siblings, right? You might have a brother and a sister. How many of other siblings, right? But let's just say one of your siblings, maybe they were a pro basketball player in college or whatever. Everybody's happy. Look at Timmy, he's doing so good. And maybe your sister, she probably was in the choir and she's just singing her butt off and she's just doing so well. And you are just like, you don't really have, or you feel like you don't have anything that really stands out. Right? So growing up, you could feel like you were not chosen. So this can go the other way. So all your siblings are getting attention and praises from mom and dad. Right. And so you just feel like you're not chosen. And this is where the need for being chosen is born. This is the birthplace, mom and dad going through a divorce, and you are having to choose to go and stay with someone else. You might not want to go with your mom, or you might not want to go with your dad, but you have to make a choice in who you spend most of your time with. So you choose, okay, I choose mom. And that is where that is born. That is where the birth begins of wanting to be associated and being loved with choosing. So subconsciously you link those two together. So that means if someone chooses me, or if I choose someone, then that means that I love them and they love me. Yes. And that's where the link begins. So these are all stemming from our childhood. Oh my gosh, Trilla, we have not seen you in centuries.
What is up, Trilla?
What's up, Trilla? Thank you so much for that donation. We love you, girl. We ain't seen you in so long.
It's been almost 2 years.
Oh my gosh, our day one. Everybody welcome Trilla. Oh my gosh, she's an amazing soul. So amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you for being here.
Right.
But yeah, it comes in a little late. So yeah, that's where those things are born. Those little habits. Those are the inceptions of where we link being loved by being chosen. And you see, this is where the toxicity begins. It really begins in childhood.
Yes.
You know, through it creeps in through disappointments, right? So this is where it starts. Now we're going to talk about what happens when we get older and how this tiny little trait morphs into toxicity in our future relationships. All right?
I hate when you have that sneeze and it don't want to come out.
And so if we guys are touching on something that you guys have experienced, you know, go ahead and feel free to drop it in the chat. It's not going to be a long video. Once we're done, we'll go into the discussion and we'll touch on you guys' experiences also, right? So next, so we're going to go through the traits.
Yes, some of the things where it can cause the relationships to be toxic when you have this strong desire to be chosen and you just ignore all of the red flags that are surrounded around your desire of being chosen. Okay? Now, okay, so for the first scenario is when you are gravitating towards situations where you are unlikely to be chosen.
Right. So the stiffer the competition, the better. Right. So that means that if it's a high probability that you're not going to be chosen, but you do get chosen, it automatically feeds the ego. It fills up that value box that's really empty. Right. So this is one of the reasons why you'll gravitate towards relationships that are highly unlikely to choose you, because you want that bucket to be filled, that bucket of self-love and self-esteem, and it's like your locus of control in this type of situation is external. It is never on the inside.
Right.
It has moved outside.
Yes. And so in most of these situations, you are seeking to be chosen by somebody who is unavailable.
Right.
Okay? We see this a lot in twin flame dynamics and just relationships in general in most cases, where most people are looking to partner up with somebody who's already partnered up.
Exactly, because check it out, on a subconscious level, right, we feel that getting someone in this situation to choose us will resolve the pain of our childhood experience of not being chosen. Isn't that crazy? All right.
This is going on subconscious.
This is on
this is in the back part.
That's in the subby.
Back here.
Okay. That in the subby. Okay.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. All right. So that's one of the signs, and that's one of the symptoms that it morphs into after we've linked being chosen with being loved. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, so you want to be leery of that, and it's actually one of the tips we're going to go into in a little bit down the line. But first, we wanted to bring some things to light so that you can see if you are exhibiting these traits that can cause toxicity in a relationship.
Right, and keep in mind it all stems from childhood trauma, usually abandonment issues. So this is just what it morphs into, these behavior patterns. This is like the byproduct of it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now the second thing that can morph and cause toxicity in a relationship of just having this strong desire of being chosen is that you can actually put the person that you care about at odds with things that they deeply care about.
Things and people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, like say the person that you're with has a really successful job. You're at home, right? And you feel like you need to be chosen so much, even though this person is going to the job and they're paying the bills and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to leave the job. You may fake being sick.
Right. Oh, Sanford.
Oh my gosh, I see it.
It's
Come
coming.
to see you, Elizabeth.
I'm coming.
Okay? You may fake being sick,
right,
just so this person will call out of work and choose you
right,
over work.
Exactly. This is where it becomes toxic. This is the toxicity that we don't want, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with being chosen.
Right.
But when it gets toxic, that's the problem. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And another thing could be, let's say you get into a relationship with a guy, or a girl or a woman gets into a relationship with a man, right? And they have a kid, right? A son or daughter.
And it's not their biological child.
And this is not your biological child. That's their child. So you're in a relationship with them. And so you notice that they're always constantly spending time with them. They're giving them all the attention, all the money and everything in your perspective, right? Remember, it's skewed. Your perception is skewed. So now what you're wanting to do, because of that choose love in the subconscious that linked up when you were a kid, now you're going to put that person in a situation where they're going to have to choose the kid. They're going to have to choose you over their own child, right? So it's like you're always putting them in a lose-lose situation,
right?
Putting them at odds with things that they love. They might love going playing basketball with their friends. It's just something that they do,
right?
But because you're traumatized, right? You put them at odds, to feel bad about doing something that they truly love and enjoy. Right? Just that's the toxicity right there.
Yeah. So you gotta be leery of that, okay? Because these types of things will, even though it may be good in the short run, because you finally got somebody to choose you.
Right.
But after time goes on, it can cause resentment.
Lots of resentment.
And then you go into what's called the runner and chaser phase, or they just leave you and ghost you altogether.
Altogether. They are gone.
Okay? So when it comes, you know what? Definitely keep this in mind. This is not a pointer that is in our presentation right now, but just keep this in mind. Is that when it comes to a relationship, you're in it for a long haul. Okay? And so if you're in it for the long haul, that means that, well, for me, for example, right? When I chose to be with Leisha, I chose to be with her, and I'm looking at the end goal of us being old in the bed, dying together.
Oh.
Okay? That's real facts. It's real facts. Okay? So, in knowing that, if I'm keeping that goal in mind, when we're that old, are we going to be having sex like we normally have sex?
Of course.
Are we going to be...
I'm just...
you got to think about like what is actually going to last all the way up until our 200 years. Yes, we can live up to 200 years.
Yeah. Working on it.
Okay? So just keep that in mind. When it comes to relationship, this is not something that's just a quick fix, just something, this is not like your bowl of ice cream, okay? When you get that bowl of ice cream, if it's vegan or not, okay, you get it for that short period of time just to enjoy it. You're not going to have that bowl of ice cream for the rest of your life. The partner that you are looking to be with for the rest of your life, you need to plan accordingly and make sure that you keep those qualities and traits from that person that can actually last all the way through a long-term relationship.
Right. Okay? And you see, these type of toxic traits, it blinds you into really seeing how it's creating disharmony within your union or within your relationship. You're not able to see the disconnect. Because the need to be chosen trumps everything. It trumps the other person's happiness. It trumps even real love, right? Because that's not love.
Right.
When you're making someone choose you over something that they genuinely enjoy. then after a while they're going to be miserable because they're no longer doing the things that they genuinely enjoy.
Right. Okay. Now here's the next thing. I forgot what number we're on, but the next thing, number three. It's number 3. Okay, the next thing that can morph out of the desire of needing to be chosen is that you can perpetuate the very experience that you went through onto others.
Exactly, because if you're being chosen, guess what?
Somebody's not being chosen.
Somebody's not being chosen. Right?
Yes. Yes. So in order for you to feel good, you know, you have to be the one that is chosen, which means that you're in competition with somebody else, and that other person has to not be chosen just so you can be chosen, and then now that person who was not chosen is now going to suffer the pain that you feel about not being chosen.
Right, and then you get some sort of that whatever is that esteem that false facade.
That dopamine.
That
hit.
Dopamine hit.
Yeah, dopamine hit.
You're right. Yeah. You get that quick fix. Right, and so this is where it gets toxic.
Right.
This is what we're concerned about. Again, nothing wrong with being chosen, but these traits are toxic.
Yes. 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 Yes.
It needs to be evolved.
All right, and so the next pointer. What's the next pointer? We got number 4. Okay, you got this one, sweetheart?
Yeah, I got this one. So number 4. So instead of being an agent of harmony, you choose to be an agent of destruction. Okay, and again, these are things that are hard to see sometimes. You know, it's
when you're in the thick of it.
Right. These type of traits are very hard to detect. Okay, it's not like somebody deliberately sets out to really. Well, maybe have a small percentage of people, but they're not even people. But you know, on a scale of, let me see, for the most part, right? People don't set out to be this way.
No. They
okay. This is what happens because of trauma, because of a traumatic situation. All right, so just keep that in mind. So anybody could display these traits very easily, depending on what type of trauma you have or experience as a child, right? So if you're the one that's exhibiting these traits, sometimes it's kind of hard to catch yourself in the act. Okay, so you just have to really start being aware and being the watcher of yourself so that you can catch yourself in the act and realize that, oh my God, you know, I really don't need to be doing this. This is really not taking me down the street or down this road or down this path that I really wish to experience. Let me evolve this real quick. But you have to actually catch it before you can evolve it, right? Because you don't want to be creating disharmony and destruction in your relationships. Nobody wants to do that.
Right. Yeah. Because when you're getting people to choose over their job versus taking care of you, they can't take care of you, they don't have the job.
Right.
Or getting someone to choose. Now, this is the thing that gets me. I know we mentioned it before, but when you get somebody to choose you over their child,
this is the and this actually happens, by the way. And again, not to judge a person, they actually traumatize, but they don't realize it.
Right.
All right. So it's not a judgment thing. It's really more of recognizing so that you can heal it.
Right. Yeah. You got to recognize it because you're putting your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiance, whatever you want to call them, in a real tough situation. Okay. And that's one of the next ones. The next thing, as far as when it comes to just wanting that deep desire of being needed can transform into something toxic when you're using it to validate your own self-esteem. Right.
So your locus of control is external.
Yep, it's outside of you.
It is completely outside of you. You have evicted that bad boy since you was a kid, and it never came back home.
It never came back home.
So now all of your validations, all of your self-worth, all of your so-called self-love, it lives outside of you.
Right.
And this is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't want to do that. You don't want to, just for your own validation, let somebody else go through some pain just so you can feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you can feel wanted, so that you can be approved.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And somebody made a good comment. Susan said, make sure you're compatible and accept the person as they are. This is one of the solutions, and we're going to get into those solutions.
Yeah, we're going to get into the solution.
This is true. You have to, but you see, you have to really recognize that you're traumatized before you can even start looking for someone that's compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this point of the game, you don't want somebody that's compatible.
No, you don't.
You're not looking for someone that's compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Because then if you find someone that's compatible, then they're not choosing you over something else.
Right.
See, this whole thing, what makes this scenario toxic is because you're forcing someone to choose you over something else or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
If they find someone that's available and compatible, there is nothing to choose them over to fill their value of their own self.
It's like you.
That's what we're trying to evolve here.
Yeah. That would be the ideal situation, which is one of the tips. So we're not going to get ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's not the first thing that needs to be done. In order to not go down this road of toxicity, of having your need of your desire to be chosen so strongly that it doesn't matter what's going on, you just got to be chosen.
Right.
You have to heal your traumas first.
You have to. You must. And don't say, "Oh, I don't have any trauma," or "It's nothing wrong with me." You really have to examine that before you say those things. Go and look at your childhood, revisit your childhood, revisit your memories, right? And really do a clear examination to see, hey, you know what? Maybe I got a little bit of trauma. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, my dad did leave when I was 2, and I cried for about 2 months, and then, all my relationships just been kind of messed up. Let me see if they got something there. I don't know. Something might be there.
Yeah.
Just keep it real with yourself. This is the only way you're going to really heal is by being 100% honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. Because, listen, we have to be honest with ourselves. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves. Can't lie to ourselves because we're going to know we're lying.
Right.
So, resolve your trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Solution number 1, go back.
Yes.
Dive into your past, dive into your childhood, and see where this could have started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And take it out the shadows and bring it into life integration.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
The foundation for unlearning your constant need to be liked and chosen is an environment that nourishes the real you. This is a quote. The foundation for unlearning your constant need to be liked and chosen is an environment that nourishes the real you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Because you can test yourself to see if this is something that you, if it's an issue for you, okay, as far as not being chosen. Like, for example, like when you were at the playground, right, and everybody was picking teams, right? You got one captain over the back and everybody lined up and they start going through and they start picking people to be on their team. Now, each time that somebody is chosen and you feel like, what the WTF? Like, why you ain't choose me? Like, if that question comes up in your head, especially when you see like other couples walking around and they just all love you and everything. Mm-hmm. If you feel some type of way just because you see somebody else in love and you not in love, you got to ask yourself a question. Why am I feeling like this?
Mm-hmm. Because it all goes back to what's in the mind. Okay, another quote here. The healthier you make your mind, the less powerful your need for approval will become. Okay, so you have to work on your mind. Your mind believes whatever you tell it. It's there to serve us, and it's going to do whatever the hell we say, whether we realize it or not. On a conscious and a subconscious level, your mind is always listening to you. Okay?
Yep. That is straight
So
up
the
facts.
healthier you make your mind, the less powerful your need for approval will become. Okay? And this is
Yes.
another big, nice quote here. We took some quotes here. This one is by James Altucher. It says, when we are not chosen, this is pretty interesting. It says, when we are not chosen, we feel bad. When we are chosen, even by idiots, we feel good. We need to unlearn this imprisonment. Not not dissect and analyze it, just completely unlearn it.
Yes.
That's pretty deep.
Yes. We need to unlearn that behavior about feeling bad when we're not chosen, and even when we are chosen by idiots.
Right.
Somebody who has done us wrong. Plenty of us have been in relationships where we were chosen and we were happy we were chosen
and feel like you won something. Like, think about it, right? Let's use a scenario, because I know in the twin flame community, right, they have this thing with the karmic, and they're in a relationship with the karmic. That's no big deal. He's gonna choose me anyhow because I'm the twin flame. I'm gonna get chosen. If you're on that path and if you're thinking that way, you really might want to go back into your childhood and see if there is some type of trauma surrounded by Lincoln being chosen to be involved. Okay? Because it's not a healthy way of thinking.
No.
Okay? And putting the name karmic in front of it doesn't make it spiritual. I'm sorry.
It doesn't.
It
doesn't make it okay.
Doesn't make it okay to say, oh, it's just a karmic. Let me just go be disrespectful. It doesn't. No. It doesn't work like that. Okay.
Yeah. And this next tip is one that y'all have already said, but we're gonna really go into it. Okay. Which is that one of the best tips to really eliminate any toxicity around being chosen or the desire to be chosen is to be with someone who is available.
Just like I think Suzanne had said that.
Yeah, she did.
Make sure you're compatible, right, and accept the person as they are. So what this means is you find someone who's available and who's able to be with you.
Right.
Okay, and you have to actually set out to do this on a conscious level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because just once again, with any type of trauma that's undealt with, okay, we are going to subconsciously act out those desires, whether we're thinking about it or not.
Right.
Okay? But to go through and unlearn that behavior, you have to be super aware and conscious of what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay? So that means that you go and you pair yourself with somebody who has the ability to choose you. And we say the ability to choose you, that means that there are a couple of different scenarios that need to be in place. Number one, they don't need to be with anybody else.
Listen, unless you're into different type of
like polygamy
and aside from that, right?
Right. Aside from that, first things first is that they need to be available to have another partner in their life.
Right.
Okay? So that means that there shouldn't be any other partners in their life, once again, unless you are in agreement with that and y'all are adults and y'all are all consenting, then hey, cool, go for it.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. But next, you need to make sure that this person actually has the time for you.
Right.
Because, there's this thing that goes around so much where people want a partner that has a 6-figure income and things of this nature. When people have that much income, depending on how they have their company set up, they probably are devoting a lot of their time to their work.
Probably busy a lot.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that somebody actually has the time available for you. Okay? Especially if they have a life that is super busy. Okay? And so those are some of the things that you need to keep in mind on a conscious level, is really choosing to be with somebody who has the ability to choose you.
And Suzanne made another good point. She said some people go for unavailable people and they may have this wound. See, it goes both ways.
Yep.
You just have to be able to, if you're not the person with the trauma, okay, you just have to be able to recognize these signs when you see them. These are called red flags.
Yep.
Okay, and if you notice that an individual have these red flags, if this is somebody that you genuinely care about, you can find a way to communicate this with them, see how they receive the insight. More than likely, they might not be in a place where they're ready to receive it. They might not be in a place where they're ready to look at themselves. So at that point in the game, you have to know when to exit stage left.
Yep.
Don't stay in any type of abusive situation, because that is not self-love.
No, that is not self-love. All right. So yeah, we pretty much covered all the points that we wanted to really make on that. If this information is helpful for you, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe.
Hold on, we got a question down here. This is a good question. Mystic Energy Reading says, what do you do when your twin constantly not choosing you, puts out your fire? That's not true. Your twin flame cannot put out your fire. That's impossible. And are you choosing you?
Yeah.
Mystic Energy Readings, are you choosing you?
Yeah.
That's the biggest question you have to ask yourself. Am I choosing me?
Yeah. And are you choosing to put yourself in an environment and one that nourishes you?
Right.
Because when you're talking about your fire, you're talking about your passion.
Right. Exactly. That is what that is. It's a fire element.
Right. And that passion comes from within. You can't find passion out there that will wake you up in the morning and encourage you to go out and do what you need to do. If you don't have that passion within you, then nothing's going to work.
Right. And nobody can put it out. Okay. You're the only one who can put that passion out, who can turn it up, who can swing it around. You are the only one who has, because it's called self-esteem, because it's your hotness.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. They can't put that passion or that fire out because you still have a desire to be chosen. So if you have lost your desire to be chosen, then there's some other things that's really going on that needs to be examined. Because why don't you think you're good enough?
Right. And also keep in mind that, sometimes we forget the purpose of the twin flame journey. We get so caught up in the romanticism of it all that we often miss.
And believing that the twin flame relationship is a cure-all, be-all.
We miss what they do. The twin flame is a mirror. Okay? Keep in mind, if this is your twin flame, they're holding up a mirror so that you can see yourself. Okay? And it's literally a fast-track relationship towards our spirituality, because we have an opportunity to see ourselves. Okay? I gave this explanation the other day. Like it's like being in the mirror, right?
Yeah.
Imagine your twin flame being the mirror. If you got some breadcrumbs right here, right? You could be walking around all day long with that breadcrumb hanging right there, a little booger in your nose, and you just walking around. You thinking, oh, I'm the shiznit. Look at me. You might even have some makeup on, some lip gloss, but you got a booger hanging out your nose, and you got some breadcrumbs right here on the side of your face. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you had a mirror. Right? If a mirror was held up in front of you, then you can be like, oh, shoot, was I really walking around here looking like this? Right? Let me brush this breadcrumb. Oh, my God, there go that booger. Right? This is what the twin flame relationship serves as. It's a mirror.
Yeah.
So that you can see your BS, literally. Okay? And so for some twin flame unions, you guys would end up in a relationship or whatnot, right? And for some twin flames, they just come to be that mirror.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily mean you guys are going to end up in a relationship.
Right.
They're here to help you grow on a spiritual level.
Right.
That's their main job, is to help you to grow and expand on a soul level.
Yes.
All right. So revert back to what
real reason,
the purpose of the journey. The journey, the twin flame dynamic is not the journey. It is a step along your spiritual growth and expansion.
Right. Because here's the thing, because if you met your twin flame, or if you know about your twin flame, that just means that you are in the process of ascension. Okay? That means that you are in the process of exiting this game and really leveling up your power.
Right.
It doesn't signify that you found the love of your life. Now, that twin flame can be the love of your life, but the number one purpose of the twin flame relationship is to help you grow spiritually.
There you go. Don't never forget that.
Please don't ever forget that.
We in a whole ascension, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We are in a whole ascension in these streets.
Like, if you don't know, like, if you can't feel what is going on, you know what? I'm just going to say this right now. If you are not growing spiritually, if
the DNA codes is not unlocking, let's go.
Forget about your twin flame, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you cannot feel this vibration that is in the air, if you cannot see the veil that is falling right in front of us,
right in front of our faces,
and being able to see all of these things that are going on around us because you're so focused on your twin flame, I'm going to tell you right now, forget about your twin flame. Because when it comes to your spiritual journey, it is a one-man, one-woman journey. Okay? Leisha cannot walk the spiritual journey for me. She can put the fire underneath me to really
spark it, like, go.
Okay? But she cannot walk that walk for me.
I better get up and start walking.
Okay? And I cannot walk that walk for her. I'm going to love her. I'm going to encourage her. I'm going to be one of the best cheerleaders that she's ever had. But I can't do the work for her.
I got to do it myself.
Okay? So if you really are on this spiritual journey and you don't want to go through this loop again, forget about your twin flame for a little bit and take care of yourself.
That's right. Self-love.
Okay?
Self-love.
Because the twin flame is a mirror to show you who you are. And sometimes that image is ugly.
It don't be pretty, man. Listen, we right here. We telling you.
Okay.
It is not always rosies and daisies and whiskey flowing down the stream, and you know,
it's not sunshine and rainbows.
No, it is not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you have to see some shit about yourself you wish you don't want to see. But you have to evolve it. You have to integrate it. You have to grow.
Yes.
You have to heal these traumas that we came in here to this realm of existence.
Yes. Because once you do that and you start growing yourself spiritually, once again, that need of being chosen
go away.
It goes away. Okay? And you become a whole individual.
Yeah.
And then you start looking, if you want somebody to walk this journey with you, you want to find somebody to walk with you that is qualified, which means that they're a whole individual and they can support you and you can support them.
Right. And then your vibrations is going to change. And then you're going, our soul is a magnet, guys.
Yes.
Our soul is magnetic. So when you start raising your vibrations, right? When you start doing your integration, you're going to start attracting that which you are.
Yes.
Okay? So just continue to love yourself. Continue to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. Continue to do your shadow work and your integration and become whole and become healed. And then everything that you want is just going to, you're going to naturally attract it. Once you're on your path, once you're on your purpose, if you got mango trees on your purpose, along the way, you're going to pick the mango and eat it. Whatever is for you on your path, once you're in alignment, you will receive it. Yes. So it's really no need to worry about who's choosing you and who's not choosing you. All you got to do is choose yourself. Choose you.
Yes. And, that was a little download that I got a couple of weeks ago. so many people wondering, like, am I a chosen one?
Right.
Am I a chosen one? Am I a star seed? Things of that nature. But you are a chosen one as soon as you choose you.
Facts. Copy email.
Okay? Nobody had to tell us that we're one of the chosen. Okay? Because we already chose us.
We already chose ourselves. Okay? Don't let nobody get you down and all that type of stuff. Talking about they want to choose you. Bump them. Listen, if somebody don't want you around them, if somebody is not choosing you, the universe might be just doing you a favor.
Come on now.
I'm just saying. The universe might be trying to help you. So we have to learn to start looking at life like, things, this universe is working in my favor. And these are affirmations that you have to say because words they carry frequency and vibrations.
Yes.
So we just have to say everything is working in my favor. Everything works together for my success, wealth, and happiness. This universe is working to please me. This universe is working to help me. Everything I do is divine.
Everything you do is divine.
Everything I do is divine. I don't care what it is. It's divine.
Yeah.
Okay? And so when you start speaking these things, they literally it has resonance. It has a frequency. And you're going to just start attracting, that type of energy.
Yep.
But if you keep saying, nobody don't like me, why they not choosing me for me? Like,
chose somebody else.
That's the energy. It's a signature. That is an energy signature, y'all. I am so serious.
It is.
It is an energy signature. And so what you're going to do, you're going to continue to attract that because your soul is magnetic.
Yes.
So just lift yourself up, pick yourself up, get you some daily affirmations of self-love. Every day you wake up in the mirror and you tell yourself, I choose me. I choose me every day.
Yes.
I love me. I love on me every day. I am the bomb.com.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
And watch how those words start influencing your world because words create worlds. So whatever world that you want to live in, you have to choose your words very carefully.
Even the ones you don't say.
Even the ones you don't say because those are thoughts. Those are thought forms.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes,
Suzanne says rejection is God's protection. Listen, y'all better listen to these type of quotes that we got in the chats here. They saying it right here. There you go. Act as if you speak it, you create it. This is true. In the beginning, there was a word. That's it. That's all they had was sound, man. Look what they did with sound. We here. we in these streets from sound.
Out the ripple.
Right?
Into the universe.
Yeah, so sound is very, very important. It's a creator energy.
Yes. Yes. All right.
So yeah, y'all love yourselves, man. Love yourselves.
And in addition to that, if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on that bell so that you don't miss any of our lives because we are going in moving forward.
Yes, we're going to be going in. We're going to be diving in. If you guys want to be a supporter, you can just exit out of the chat. And we have 3 tiers to support the channel. You can become a supporter or a Twin Flame supporter, or you can become a Royal Starseed. The Royal Starseeds, we do card readings every time we go live. If they do want a card reading, and it's no additional charge, okay? And on our website, again, go to twinflamesunite.com, and you can become a Royal Twin Flame on our website, right? Yes. And you can have access to all the webinars that we do. I know July, we have some really, really good webinars that's coming up this July. And this is all centered around self-development, knowing who you are, knowing your capabilities, and things of that nature. Right. So definitely come and join us on the website. If you guys are wanting to do readings, we do readings also. If you wanted to book sessions, if you need assistance along your spiritual journey or your twin flame journey, you can book on the website also. Okay?
There you go. All right. So without further ado, y'all, that's pretty much it. We wanted to come in here and just let you know to, in a let go of the need of being chosen. Okay? Because when you work on you and the healthier your mind is, the less you're going to have the need to want to be chosen.
Exactly. And just choose you. If you want to be chosen, go on and choose you. You're the chosen one once you choose yourself. All right, but again, it's a process. These are just words, and sometimes it takes some time for these to get into the subconscious. So all you will have to do is to just make up your mind that, hey, you know what, you set the intention, and once you set the intention, you plant the seed, and then your journey can begin towards healing.
Yep. There you go. And
All
we
right.
love you too, Jade. Thank you so much.
Jade. Thank y'all for being here. We really appreciate everybody. Suzanne, Michelle, thank you. Jade,
Yes.
thank you guys for being here. Trilla, Melanin, put in 1111. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We really do appreciate all of you for hanging in there. Charlotte, if you're still here with us, much love to everybody that was in the chat. I guess we'll come back tomorrow and open up the phone lines.
Yes,
So you guys can tell us some of y'all stories.
All right. So, without further ado, we love y'all.
Yes, guys.
Peace out.
Peace. Go to the website.